2 years in the making, and finally we have the new Vitus Energie EVO, and it's everything a high-performance cyclocross bike should be, and so much more. With large tyre clearances and mudguard mounts, this is just a few tweaks away from being a really competent gravel bike or an everyday commuter. The Energie EVO range sits above the standard Energie lineup, and for 2021 we see a completely new design from the ground up. The new Energie EVO features a brand new carbon frame set for 2021, with a real focus on performance, which is going to give you really sharp handling, keep everything lightweight, and give you incredible mud clearance. They've gone into this in some real detail, so all the tube designs are shaped for the ultimate performance, which is going to give you the best power transmission down to your cranks, which is going to therefore give you the best energy return. The wide body asymmetric bottom bracket shell that you can see there is really going to help with that power transfer too. They've also dropped the seat stays and featured a integrated expanding wedge seat post clamp. This is just going to add some rider saddle comfort, as you're going to have more compliance in the carbon seat post, as well as keeping everything aesthetically really pleasing, as you've got these really clean lines along the top tube and nothing to interrupt it at the seat post. As well as the drop seat stays actually giving you more comfort up the top end, it's going to give you a smaller rear triangle on the back of the bike, which is going to make the back end of the bike stiffer, which is going to give you more power transfer and keep the bike more torsionally stiff when you want to put the power down. Now, if you don't race cyclocross, this might not be such a big deal for you, but when carrying a bike on your shoulder during a cyclocross race, it can be really uncomfortable on your shoulder. So what they've done is they've looked at shoulder physiology and actually shaped the top tube to fit the shape of your shoulders. So when you sling the bike on your shoulder, it's just going to be even more comfortable to carry. Vitus have slightly increased the length of the top tube, allowing you to run a slightly shorter stem. This keeps you in that nice low slung race position, but having the shorter stem allows the steering to be kept really lively for when you're in really technical terrain. Gearing can be a very contentious subject when talking about cyclocross or gravel riding, and it's split by 1x and 2x systems. I'm a big fan of the 1x system myself, and luckily for me, the whole of the EVO range is too. A 1x system gives you greater mud clearance at the front end, as well as giving better chain security. And complete personal preference, but I think a bike looks so much cleaner without having a front mech on there, and then if you're running mechanical gears, an extra cable coming out from your bars. If you're not like me and you like to run it 2x, then there's a direct mount system here which lets you convert it really easily. And you can use this mount on 1x systems to run a chain guard, which is actually supplied with every bike too. This is the EVO CRS model that we've got here, and it features SRAM's 12-speed Force eTap electrical shifting. And I'm sure you've all heard this before, but it offers really supreme, quick, consistent shifting as long as you've got juice in the battery. It's also worth mentioning that it comes with SRAM's hydraulic disc brakes. Although again, quite a still contentious subject in road riding, in gravel riding and cyclocross it is a well-known must that disc brakes just run so much better in those muddy conditions. The focus from Vitus when they designed the new Energie EVO was to deliver a world-class cup-winning race bike. So obviously the first thing you need to do is get a UCI approved frame and fork, which we now see in the new model here. And one of the key areas they really wanted to refine was the set standard for mud clearance on a cyclocross bike. And they've really achieved this, as now it's got a really class-leading mud clearance design that really sets it apart from its competitors. The bike comes with VXCX 33mm wide tyres, and this is great if you're looking to race cyclocross, as this is the maximum width allowed by UCI, so these make for a really good start if you're looking to race. But by no means at all is that your only option. With the new frame and fork design, the bike can really easily accommodate 45mm width tyres in there. So if you're not looking to race it, it's really easy to put some bigger tyres on it and just turn it into a really fun, lively gravel bike. Not only can you put a wider tyre on the bike to make it a more gravel focused bike, but it's also very capable on the road too. Its race cyclocross geometry really gets you in that aero shape for getting a shift on, and if you were to put just a 32mm slick road tyre, it would make for a really great all-road bike. It would be rude not to mention that it doesn't come with Prime's BlackEdition 38mm deep carbon wheelset. The front one weighing in at 657 grams and the rear one at 794, which as a pair means they only weigh just over 1.45 kilos. Speaking of weight, when in a cyclocross race and you've got to carry a bike, every gram matters. And a size medium painted frame comes in at only 888 grams, which is among some of the lightest in the cyclocross market. So to get a frame that light doesn't come easily, and the designers at Vitus have been working really hard, and they've come up with a 585 individual carbon piece layup to give you this incredible lightweight frame that is still really stiff and completely race ready. For those of you that like mudguards, the Energy EVO has got you covered too, with discreet mudguard mounting points, which is a lovely touch for keeping your bike looking fresh when you don't have them on. You've got them in the fork, and then you've actually got a removable seat stay bridge that goes on the back here, so if you don't plan on using mudguards, you can just whip it off altogether. The Energy EVO comes up in 5 different sizes, and I'll pop a table up on the screen now to show you all the different sizes and geometry details. The Vitus Energie EVO comes in 4 different spec models. It comes in the top spec CRS eTap AXS model that we've got here, that comes in at 7.7 kilograms in a size medium. Then the mechanical CRS Force model, which comes in at 8.1 kilograms. Then just below that, the CR Rival model, which comes in at 8.4 kilograms. And then finally just the C model, which comes with the SRAM Apex group set, and that comes in at 8.7 kilograms. One thing not to miss, and I'm sure you haven't already, but it's the beautiful paint job that comes on these bikes. On the CRS model here, Vitus actually call this cosmic black, and although it's quite a subtle touch, when you catch it in the light, it slightly changes colour between purple and green. I'd say slightly chameleon-esque. So I think Vitus have smashed it out of the park with the new Energy EVO. If you're after a stiff, lightweight, really tight handling cyclocross bike, then this is a really good option, but with really good flexibility to change it into a really capable gravel rig too. What do you think to the new Energy EVO range from Vitus? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.